Hi, I'm Jacqueline Gomez, and I'm here to talk about the topic that I chose. The topic that I chose was about immigration. The organization that I've chosen to help support this is the National Immigration Justice Center. My connection slash passion that I have for this is because Hispanics are getting their rights taken away, and this is hurting the rights for them. So there are a lot of organizations that help a lot of immigrants to help their rights back and get justice. The specific question about this organization that I'll be answering in this documentary will be about how immigrants should have equal rights and not be discriminated. My documentary will be about the National Immigration Justice Center. This is a center for helping out mostly Hispanic immigrants. This organization is part of another bigger organization that also helps out other immigrants. It's the Heartland Alliance program. This program helps out to get legal help for solving cases of unfair deportation or to fix things like DACA or DAPA. This is also very convenient for low-income families, and this helps to get permanent or temporary residency or citizenship. The National Immigrant Justice Center is committed to ensuring the U.S. government upholds due process human rights for women, men, and children who flee to the United States seeking safety and security, as well as those who have been contributing members of our communities. More than 30 years of experience providing quality, low-cost immigration legal services informs our work to improve the U.S. immigration system. After Mexico, Guatemala, El Salvador, and Honduras, the largest number of unauthorized immigrants come from China, an estimate of 268,000, where deportations run aground on a less literal walk. A third of undocumented immigrants, 15 and older, live with at least one child who in the United States who is born a citizen. Slightly more than 30% own homes. Only a tiny fraction has convicted of felonies or serious misdemeanors. Such people do exist. The Migration Policy Institute has estimated that 820,000 of the 11 million unauthorized have been convicted of a crime. Immigration has been a touchstone of the United States political debate for decades, as policymakers must weigh competing economic, security, and humanitarian concerns. More than half of the undocumented have lived in the country for more than a decade. Nearly one-third are parents of U.S.-born children, according to a Pew Research Center. Through many of the policies that aim to reduce unlawful immigration focus on enforced border security, individuals who arrive to the United States legally and overstay their visas comprise a significant portion of undocumented population. Here is the interview section. My mom didn't want to be recorded, so I'll be narrating for both parts. I'll be saying the first 5 interview questions, and I'll say the other 5 interview questions at the end of this section. Question 1. What do you think about the politics? Her answer, in this moment it's very difficult for immigrants. Question 2. What is your opinion about how they're treating people who are immigrants? Her answer, in my opinion, with all the situations that are going on, they are treating immigrants badly. Question 3. What do you think can be a reasonable solution for immigrants? Her answer, I think that one solution is to have immigration reform for all undocumented people. Question 4. What are some organizations that have you heard of that help immigrants? Her answer, some organizations that I've heard of before that help immigrants is CHIRLA, Coalition for Humane Immigration Rights of Los Angeles, and NALO, National Association of Latino Elected and Appointed Officials. Question 5. What do you think society thinks of immigrants? Her answer, the opinions are divided because some think that we help the country's economy and others think that we're a burden. This is a summary for how the interview went. The interview went by talking about the topic of immigration rights and how the government should either keep or not keep certain things, and how they want to find a solution for immigrants in the US to get similar rights as normal people who live in the US. Here are the rest of the other 5 questions from the interview. Question 6. Do you think that the protests that people do help defend immigrants is actually helping? Her answer. I think that in this moment it's not being very helpful because the president is against immigrants. Question 7. Do you think immigrants should get a second chance and not be deported from this country? Her answer. I think they should have a second chance. The people who work here aren't committing any crimes. Question 8. Do you think the government should keep DACA and DAPA? Her answer. I think if there are so many young people with dreams who want to study, and there are so many parents who work very hard for their children to have a better future. Question 9. Do you think the government is doing enough to help immigrants? Her answer. I believe that this government is, instead of helping the immigrants, they are harming the immigrants more, because in this moment, this is only causing hatred against immigrants. Question 10. What is the most common race that you think is always being targeted related with immigrants? Her answer. I think the most common race being targeted are Hispanics, especially Mexicans. The main idea of the first source I chose, the National Immigrant Center, their organization is about helping immigrants to give them equal human rights. The services that they provide are very affordable price for people. This service can help with temporary or permanent residency or citizenship. The main idea of the second source I chose, a New York Times article. This article is talking about the reality of illegal immigrants in the United States. This explains the certain opinions of the people who are trying to support and help and the people who are against it. The main idea of my third source that I chose, an article of the U.S. immigration debate from CFR, the Council of Foreign Relations. This has been a big political debate for a long time. When Trump took office, things changed even more. He wants to get rid of the programs that Obama created when he was in office. The 2 big programs that are helping many immigrants to get a proper job and proper education, DACA and DAPA. The main idea of the interview is talking about the point of view of how my mom thinks of how the government isn't doing much and that it's unfair that immigrants are being treated badly and that they should have equal rights. And for my last main idea, it's from the first source that I chose, was from the National Immigrant Center. The organization's website provides more information about different kinds of help for the different kinds of immigration problems. And that's the end of my documentary. I hope you enjoyed watching it.